Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. Look, I've got a new sexy jumper. Oh, new sexy jumper. Oh, I'm so cozy. It's so nice. I know you're jealous. Don't worry about it. It's just like, oh, sexy. I thought I'd treat myself. It's not showing up lovely, but it is lovely. It's gorgeous. It's very, very nice indeed. I'm practically sweating over it. Maybe it could be because the fire is also on. Haven't worked this out. Got the new sexy jumper, had to put it on. We've also got the wood burner going. Could have worked this better. Could have worked this better. Oh, by the way, because it's the beginning of the week and I haven't pandered to the colonies for a while, I was like, oh, cheeky monkey. There you go. Right, so now... what, Pinky? There we go. Very low. Cricket. So... If I don't do that for the Americans, for example, they'll think I'm Australian or something, and it's just... Anyway, so this reading... It's been a weird weekend. I hope your weekend's been good. What have you been up to? Put it down in the comments down below and stuff like that. It would be lovely to kind of catch up and stuff like that. So this reading was suggested by, because we like to name and shame, was Shoe Stones, which I... quite like the name. You know, thummy on the name. Shoe Stones. It's quite like. Who was asking, could I do a reading on the government considering raising the retirement age to 71 for the greatest good for all concerned? Thank you. Always be appreciative. Yes. And for the new boys and girls, just so you know, we'll always do kind of 3 layers to the reading so that we get real insight and in depth and all that jazz. So I think they feel quite, okay, not much of a cut. Fair enough. 9 of Pentacles. That feels off to me though. That's why I took a pause, because it doesn't feel like the kind of, I know it's like, it's very lovely and hawk lady and very lovely and stuff like that, but it's like, that's why I was a bit it feels more like trying to accumulate, it's not what we've built, it's what we're trying to, you know, in the traditional sense of a business or assets or whatever. It's kind of almost like a cash grab. So that's why I'm a little bit, I don't like this. So, oh no. Oh dear. The devil. That feels like I know it's the Lover's card, but that feels like a third party. Kind of partnership. In the sense, just to give and this is just an illustration to help me to tell the story. It's like to run the national lottery. I don't know who it is now, but to start off, since the 90s, it was with Camelot. Yeah. And so that was kind of the party, the third party, the business that was maintaining it for them, if you get me. It was a government initiative, but it was third party was running it. That's what I'm getting there. And strength. That feels kind of like holding your nose. It's kind of if you get what I'm saying. Sorry, the energy here is really off. Like really off. And it's this one here is, it doesn't feel like, it's almost as if it's like, it's almost as if they go through against all their principles, but they're going to do it anyway. It's very similar to the winter fuel, very similar to farmers, very similar to everything else they've done. Kind of like holding their nose and hello, and kind of doing it anyway. It's that kind of energy. It's weird. This ain't boding well for the question, my dear. What I will say is the devil here Feels very much like it's not an actual plan yet. They're just kind of shooting the breeze, kind of ideas, desperation, that kind of thing. Kind of what can we do? They're tempted by it. It's more of a temptation than a plan that we had previously last week. This feels very much more. It's like what is the low hanging fruit that we can do? And I'm being some I don't know why, but I'll say it anyway. It may resonate with somebody, or someone can share in the comments down below why and educate me in the greatest good village and all that kind of stuff. But I'm being reminded of, I think it was Thatcher that took away the milk in schools. Yeah. Kind of one of the, it feels like that kind of, everything's on the table right now. It's like, what can we cut? What can we remove? What can we do? What can we It's that. And there is a temptation here at the moment with these cards. What else we got here? The unknown card. The unknown card for the new guys and girls is normally upright. Is when you're sorry, I'm thinking of another card. I haven't had enough coffee yet. The unknown card is that we have faith in the situation. We know what's inside that egg, right? We don't have to smash it open and go, oh look, there's a chick. Instead, we have faith. We know what's going to happen. It's going to come out when it's ready. It's absolutely fine. We have faith. We have knowledge. We have wisdom that we know what's inside that egg. We don't need to do anything about it. It's going to be good when it comes. Once again, it kind of feels like in its reverse state, which is kind of, it's almost like an arrogance, kind of a bombastic kind of, not thinking about the long term. Not thinking it's the short gratification kind of energy. Like needs things now. 10 of Wands. Oh, this is really not going. This is. Can I remind everybody that please do not blame the messenger necessarily for what we're getting. Okay, I'm just a little health and safety. Just, in this deck, normally the 10 of Wands upright is an accomplishment. It's a well done. We've kind of got over the threshold, as it were. In a majority of tarot readings, it's kind of, you're still holding on to the burden, but you know the finish line is almost coming up, kind of thing. It's the final push. This feels like it's the stress of it, the burden of it, the kind of burnout, the worry, the concern, the kind of delusion of it, the kind of all over the place of it. It doesn't feel like a bundle of sticks. It feels kind of loosey-goosey, yeah? So, oh no, I don't like this energy at all. The moon, trying to keep it in the darkness. King of Swords. Now, for the new boys and girls, we always look at how the cards are touching each other. Where are they laid out? So for the King of Swords here, notice how the king here is looking at the egg, okay? Looking at all the kind of the arrogance of it, of the situation and that kind of stuff. He's also touching the burden, the worry, the burnout, the everything's falling apart kind of energy. And normally he's one with the discipline, the truth, knowledge, wisdom of the situation. But once again, it feels like it's from kind of a weakness, a desperation. A lot of these cards are in their reverse state. Apart from the strength card, which is more about desperately controlling the situation. So it's kind of a desperation, a weakness, a fear, a worry, a concern. It's going, spiraling out of control. What have we got? What levers can we pull? Hierophant. Hierophant is Shu, I'm blaming you for this. It's supposed to be a Monday. It's supposed to be a new start, a new bounce, a new thing. Hierophant normally is in the upright. Once again, this feels in its reverse, kind of like doubt and worry and not listening to the structure, the beliefs, organizations, organized religions, where there's rules and regulations and certain ways of doing things and this, that, and the other. And it's in its reverse, where it's kind of like all over the place, and there's no fiscal rules and all that kind of stuff. It's like, it's just loosey-goosey. Yeah, again. Once again, this is the card, which is what I was going to describe this one. So it's quite nice that it's come out, where so I don't look like a complete plank. Where I was going to say, it's like, it's your soul, your third eye, higher self, higher being, all in alignment. Once again, leaning into that faith, leaning into that, energy, leaning into the light, as it were. This, once again, is in reverse. It's doubt, it's worry, it's not trusting themselves, not trusting each other, not trusting the solutions or the advice or anything, or kind of almost like an arrogance of, I know best. I know best. It's not a great start to this. So we've got a baseline reading. There's a certain creek with a certain paddle, without a paddle. That's what we've got right now. Overarching energy is the Two of Pentacles. Topsy-turvy. Kind of overwhelmed, trying to balance the act thing, but it's just like all over the place, okay? It's like we've had all over here, right? Now, that's the overarching energy. That is the current situation. And I wrote a note down here. Look at me write. I know how to write things. Look at me. I'm so clever. From Elaine, who asked, and she said, "Hi, Greatest Good Tarot." Hello. This is how all comments sound in my head. Okay. Hi, great. You can just call me Gigi. It's easier. It's easier just to type it in. It'll be fine. Hi, Gigi. Hello, love. Can you tell me what you mean when you talk about the underarching energy in your card reading, please? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you. Love and sweet kisses. She continues. She may not have written that, but I got the subtle hint. So the underarching energy is the Ace of Wands here, trying to find that spark, that inspiration. Sometimes, and it like most readings, it can mean all sorts. Okay, so the overarching is kind of, if you think of it as kind of the subject matter of the email that you're sending. Okay, it's the overarching energy. They're desperately trying to balance the ship. Once again, labor and water again. It just smacked me around the face. It's like, oh yeah, I'm so clever. So that's kind of the subject matter of the email. Now, this is almost like the underlying energy here is kind of, in this reading, it's what they're trying to find. Okay, and I don't use it all the time, but it like, so for some, if I feel like it's necessary, I do it for the Celtic Cross that's available on the website. Subtle hint, subtle hint. But sometimes if it's just a quick question, reading, personal, private reading, sometimes if I'm not nudged to do it, I don't do it. This normally indicates the direction they're trying to do, or the reading, where we're trying to get to, how we're trying to get there, what almost kind of the achievement we're trying to make. what is the meaning behind the actions? Does that make sense? I hope so. But it can fluctuate sometimes in readings. But overall, that's kind of their intent, where we're trying to get to, or where they're trying to get to. So, but sometimes it can be kind of, oh, see, I'm flashing a bit of wrist now. You're lucky, people. You're so lucky. That's all you're getting. But some readings, it can highlight a hidden agenda, for example. Some readings, it can kind of, what are they hiding behind their back kind of energy, what's the secret reasons behind that kind of thing. So it can expose that in some respects. I'm really doing I hope that kind of makes sense, but I'm really doing a bad giving examples of what it could, like the underlying. But it's kind of, the overall energy is the subject matter of the email. The underlying energy is the reasons behind them sending the email. I think does that make sense? I hope so. So let's get some prediction readings out here. Prediction deck, sorry. Let's have a look. But a lot of this is not boding well. But I will say this, at this present time, at this point in the reading, before we go into the next level, there's no decision made. It's more like a, OMG, ideas, people, ideas. We need ideas. Any ideas. Flip's sake, ideas. It's kind of got that about it. Have I cut these down? No, I've been told no. Right, okay, I've cut them again. Fine. If I haven't, I have. And now if I have, and I've done it twice. Right. Each to their own. There's no mistakes in tarot. Honest cuff. So on the 9 of Pentacles, Hawk Lady, which feels like a desperate kind of like, this is the plan. Oh, holding people accountable. The fire has been coming through a lot about you and me, kind of the passion, kind of like, what are you doing? You're going in the completely wrong direction to what you were invited to do through our vote, what you promised to do, all that kind of stuff. Even like the principles of the Labour Party, you're doing everything that goes against everything that we stood for, or we assumed you stood for, what you told us you stood for. And that's the passion of like building and building and building and building. So this is, especially with the 9 of Pentacles, Hawk Lady in reverse, kind of the devil, the fear of it, what we're going to do. They know that everyone's got a short fuse. Let's put it that way. All right. Devil. Shadow ruler. These just feels like the munchkins of Downing Street. Kind of none of these people have been elected. The special advisors, you know what I mean? All those sorts of people kind of, well, we could raise this and we could raise that thing. It's almost as if, I can't remember which one it was. There was one particular thing they did in the last 6 months. And I think it's the winter fuel. Or is it the farmers? It's one of the two, where kind of some of the old guard of the Conservative Party were being interviewed and said, look, this is what, not all of them, but one or two. I think even Ian Duncan Smith was one of them, who was saying that these are the policies that the kind of the machinery of government, the civil servants have been trying to push through for decades. And as a true leader, we've been pushing them away from this for a very long time. And then as soon as Labour gets, oh yeah, we'll do that. Do you see what I mean? They're the people that are like, there's no leadership, there's no kind of understanding, there's no concepts, there's just desperation. And so they've come up with kind of, it's in the Simpsons movie as well. where their version of Arnold Schwarzenegger is the president. And I'm going to do a really bad impression, but like the bloke comes into the Oval Office and goes, "Mr. President, we've got five plans here, or that, with the folders on the table on the desk." And like Arnold, what's not, turns around and says, I get paid to lead, not to read. You decide," kind of thing. It's that kind of energy that I'm getting from it. Cyber attack. This is on the lovers, the partnerships thing. I think this has been coming up also with the drone strike card, which is a lot about you and me communicating like we are through social media. If you're not on X and Twitter, get on it. It's even though Facebook has changed its ways a little bit, it's still kind of is a bit dodge, technical term. It's still a bit dodgy. So just so you can keep up with what's trending, which is basically the headline news of Twitter. That's what it is. So that's where like they give you the top 20 in the UK of all the different things that's going on, kind of like kind of by buzzword or hashtag it used to be called, but it's basically the most used words. And that's how people like ourselves find out about things like Plymouth that we spoke about last week, before it's even mentioned on mainstream media. And there was another place as well with an Asda. That was, where was it? Was it Croydon? But it was like, this is where we're finding, this is how and obviously you've got to take a pinch of salt kind of thing of what's being said, but you can get a general gist of roughly what's happening in the world before mainstream media editors decide to go, okay, we'll tell the masses now. Okay. I was amazed to watch it in real time. It was about 18 hours before I saw any form of mainstream media start talking about Plymouth, which was like, what? That's just weird. But the cyber attack, it almost feels like Googling the partnership, whoever they're getting in bed with, kind of thing. This third party. Strength, kind of desperation, the fake news. Spinning it, making it better. Finding solutions. Unknown card, downgraded. Once again, they're losing their head, as it were. Off with their head, kind of just coming through from Alice in Wonderland, kind of from the Queen of Hearts. And I go, Queen of Hearts. But it's that kind of people being diminished, people kind of like losing their power, their strength, their influence, their leadership, if they had any, all that kind of stuff. 10 of Wands. Imprisoned, detained. Yeah, they're screwed. Notice the ladders behind them again. Downgraded. Off they go. Down they go. Moon card. Celebration. Success. That's confusing because it's in the darkness right now, as it were. And I know some people are speculating stuff, but we've got the three cards here. Is that people sharing the information, excuse me, the news, spinning it. It's just whatever. Celebration, success, bringing it to light, talking about it, holding them accountable about what do you mean you're going to put on another 4 years or whatever it is, 5 years, whatever. I can't. Let's be honest. By the time I get there won't be a pension to be had. You know what I mean? It's just like it's like. But anyway, the King of Swords, politicians, government, holding them accountable. Oh. This is Labour, backbenchers. That's why I was going, some of them are going to break ranks. And they don't care if they get kind of de-whipped or whatever it's called. It sounds painful either way, but it's like, what, if this is what Labour is, I don't want to be part of it. It's just something that's come through. But this is them finally kind of growing a pair and actually standing up and doing stuff, because they know that most seats, they only won by like 200, 300 people. So it's like, they ain't going to be there next time when it comes through. So now it's the time where they're going to, some of them holding them accountable, kind of doing like what's her name? Rosie Duffield kind of energy, but more of them. Hierophant, control puppet. Breaking the rules, don't know what they're doing, kind of with that agenda that we were talking about last week with Labour and their madness about desperate having a 10-year plan or being in for 2 terms or whatever you want to call it. But this controlled puppet is kind of like they're going, and I think all their actions now prove it, is they're not, all they're doing is going to an agenda for somebody else, for someone else's means, for someone else's way of doing things. And they're not having, no one's having it. You work for us kind of thing. You don't work for them. You don't work for WEF. You don't work for that kind of, that kind of energy. Beyond card, mainstream news. Notice how long it takes before the mainstream news finally catches up, because they can't BS anymore. It can spin and spin and spin and spin, but everyone knows it. It's come to light. Yeah? We know exactly what they're doing. We know the policy of the UN or the WEF, or we know the policy for the EU or whatever multinational crud it is at that point. But they're all on the same page, roughly, if you kind of breeze through all their reports. And they're all publicly available on their websites, for goodness sake. They're gloating about, this is what we're going to do. So it's like people expose it, share it around online and stuff like that, proving exactly what they're really doing. And then suddenly it gets filtered into the mainstream news. Suddenly it's like, oh, we just found out. Not that I've been covering for a while. Commercial airline. Has he got another trip coming? I know that he's been from Davos, or is it Davos? Or is that the inventor of Daleks again? Davros, that's the inventor of the... No, it is Davos. I was right. That's the... Can I just footnote, just tiny little tangent. That's the sign of good sci-fi when it's written well. They literally change the name a little bit and teach you exactly what they're doing. Okay? Just as a little footnote. That's how you do it properly. Underlying energy, replacement change. It's definitely coming. It's definitely coming. Changing people, changing faces, same policies, though, it feels like at the moment. It feels like the same crud. Oh, well, if we get rid of Starmer, here's the problem. Oh, we're fucking people. We'll swap them, whoever, or we'll replace Rachel Reeves, whoever, right? But it's just replacing it's the symptom, not the problem, if you get me. So let's get some more tarot out here. I've been told only 5 cards needed. Okay. So just so that we can see where this is going. Where is this going right now? Because at the moment, it feels like another one of those situations where it's exposed by enough people that they just can't move. Once again, they're painted it themselves in a corner. And it just ain't gonna fly. It just ain't gonna work. Hence the reason why the heads will roll, kind of thing. These feel like I'll say this now. This feels like the heads of 2 departments. Could be Reeves and Starmer. Could be, as an example, Reeves and Cooper. It could be, but it feels like 2 heads will roll. Chariot, desperately running ahead. World, new cycle. Ooh. Huh. Okay. The 5 of Swords there is a hollow victory. But, so we're galloping ahead with this exposing information, sharing the information, that kind of stuff. New cycle starts. The power is coming back. Remember, Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, we're there for 20 odd years. All the randomness that's happening at the moment is that transition of power. Who holds it now? We do. Energetically, we do now for next 20, 25 years. So we're galloping ahead. New cycle happening. Hollow victory. Oh, okay. Well, these almost like the heads will roll. Okay, we're replacing the symptom, not the problem. Empress, that's us. Notice how the cards are where they're touching. Okay, but that's not good enough for us. Not good enough. We're going on for further. We're going for 10 of Pentacles. That's all that we're going for. Wealth, true wealth, sharing of the wealth, sharing, caring for each other. Actually be, no matter how many times they say, we're the 6th richest country in the world. Well, we would like to feel it once in a while. You know what I mean? We would like to actually, it's been austerity for 20 years now, or whatever it is, over and over and over and over again. So it's like, it would be nice to actually, you know what I mean? It's that kind of feeling. So they think they've got a hollow victory. Yes, we got rid of the troublemakers. We're going to make this better out. All that. Maybe West Streeton or Rayner or whoever gets in and it's like, no. Page of Wands. Page of Wands. This feels like, all right, lads, this is the reboot they're trying to do. All right, lads, we'll do this instead. We'll sort something out. No. They're trying to hold on to power. But it ain't going to happen. It's just like, how about, but it's just feeble. After all the damage they've made, it's just like, no, we want an election. Notice how the Empress, who's surrounded by the power, the true power here, which is the fruits of her labor, her harvest. What does that really mean? Skills, mindset, knowledge base, understanding, concepts, friends, family, assets, home, car, everything, driving license, everything you've accumulated over the years, has brought you to this place right now. It's like, nah, you've turned your head. Whatever you, dancing monkey over here, don't matter. We're on a new way. Oh, but we got a concept. We're going to reboot. No, we don't care. What, up the 4th time? No, we're right. We're going over here. It's that kind of thing. So let me get the Kipper deck because it's screaming at me, and then we'll move on and call it a day. But I hope if you're enjoying this, please thummy like. It genuinely helps out the channel so much, and I am genuinely thankful for everybody who does that. It's such a blessing. Thank you so much. If you're new here and you like what we're doing, please subscribe, ding-a-ling that bell and all that jazz. Please share the videos. I haven't said thank you for people who do that. And literally every video they share the videos on all the different platforms they do and stuff like that. It shows up in my statistics that YouTube shows me. It doesn't say who you are. It just says that it's over here and it's over there and it's it's been watched on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. Thank you, sincerely, thank you. Getting the voice out there, that word of mouth. It's such a blessing for everybody. Kind of investing that little time into growing what we're doing. Thank you. It's just phenomenal. And once again, as always, comment down below before I forget. Comment down below on future readings, what you fancy, like Shoestones did, and the next, all the readings that we're going to do today is trying to catch up on the comments. So I hope you enjoy these because they're all you. I'm blaming you. It's all your fault. So, poverty, great fortune. See, we're moving from one to the other. Privileged lady. Almost as if she, I don't know if I can say it. Sudden wealth. The privileged lady is kind of similar to the Empress, but the first time round it came out as if it's, I know best. Almost like Lego hairhead. Reeves. I know, but I'm an economist. I'm a working people. They all got that kind of nasally thing. But all of a sudden, it's like sudden wealth because suddenly it's like sorting it out. Official person comes in. 11:22. Powerful building numbers. You know, poverty is a 10. Yeah, we're really getting moving here. So it's just like breaking it. It's just suddenly the 10 of Pentacles, sudden wealth. Yeah, great fortune. It's all coming through. It's coming through nicely. I just want to remind people because it can get very frustrating and annoying and that kind of stuff. That's why we need to invest in ourselves at this time. Okay, because how can I say it in a polite way? We have to go through. We have to witness these things. We have to go through these things because we know where we don't want to be again. Yeah. And it's one of those situations where certain kind of, it's like I used this example before and I think it came across all right, but like the protests and the riots and all that kind of stuff through the summer was a necessary thing because of the what Starmer did and all that kind of stuff, and kind of clamp down and throw everybody in prison and the political prisoners, and even if they were just standing there not actually doing anything, they still got arrested and rolled up into to make numbers, get statistics, and it's one of those situations where there was a care worker. I can't remember her name for a care worker who was just streaming it. Just she was there, just streaming it, and that was enough, to get caught up in the legal system and thrown into prison and all that kind of. But it's proving to the masses what's actually going on, waking so many people up. People that were normally on the sidelines, worried about what's going on in their world. Suddenly it's like, hold on. I've been focused, I've been burdened looking at what I've got to focus on for so long. I've forgotten to look up and realize it's their problem. They've done this. And more people are accumulating to sort it out. So it's like, it's horrific. All these things are just horrific. But look at the positive, what's happening. People that would never have clubbed together are clubbing together. Communities are rebuilding after years and decades of kind of divide and conquer, divide again. We are on the way. We are on the way of sorting this out. Okay, to find ourselves again. Because the other side of that, just to finish it off, if I haven't said it already, the privileged lady is where we're growing into. It turned from knowing, but someone decreeing they know best, to us decreeing what we want, what we know best. We want this. Do it. Yeah. That's why Trump's in. Like him or hate him, right? More and more people are pointing to how quickly he closed the borders, how quickly he's resolving situations, how quickly he's kind of like doing what he said he would do. And everyone's comparing, and it's not just here. It's around Europe. It's around, Australia and New Zealand and Canada and, everywhere. Everyone's now comparing him to who they've got locally. And it's like, what are you doing? You see what I'm saying? It's a necessary evil, right or wrong, whatever, to get us in the right place, to reset to where we're meant to be. Yeah? So I hope that's encouraging, because I know it can be a bit difficult at this time. But anyway, we'll leave this here for now. So once again, if you enjoyed it, thummy and all that jazz, what I said before. But until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.